This is Messages from the Universe with Laurie Wondra of Your Life Core. Here, Laurie delivers information from the Mastery Realms related to astrology, planetary influences, energy surges, and generally how we are evolving. She connects with angels, guides, ascended masters, astro beings, and those that come forward with messages to help us on our journey. Welcome, everyone, to Messages from the Universe podcast.
Hello, I am Laurie Wondra, and thank you for listening. Messages or wisdom from owls. As humans, we all have our core essence. All living creatures have a core essence, whether you're human, animal, plant. Certainly, everything has a vibrational frequency. Humans have drifted away from our spiritual source a long, long time ago. Though many are curious and attempt to reconnect, we can look to animals to help us with this. Animals, however, are completely in tune with their spiritual force. What we call instinct or intuition, our ancestors regarded it as sacred power and ancient wisdom. Animals are not inferior to us. They have an amazing energetic connection to all that exists. This gives them the mighty powers and the amazing skills that we also have within ourselves. They're just hidden sometimes. We are remembering and we're learning. And if you've lost the connection with your talents and skills, your animal guides can come to your side and help you overcome those challenges. And if you're lost and unsure how to proceed, calling on your spirit helper will help clear your doubts and help you move forward. We have guides that guide us through life. We have animal guides that guide us through life and through events. All animal guides hold a specific lesson and approach to life. Some of them teach us about resilience, patience, loyalty, and others teach us about happiness, joy, love, and confidence. All animals are in the category of spirit animal, but we can have a power animal that is specific to us, or a specific spirit animal that guides us, and that is our power animal. They carry characteristics that are similar or same to us. They are more like us than sometimes we realize. They can bring the power to our journey in the form of an animal in spirit form. And people interchange the terms power animal and spirit animal. Let's think of it this way. Spirit animal is a term for all animals that are in spirit form. Similar if we say flowers, they represent a category of all. A power animal is an animal that guides us and often remains with us through our lifetime. We learn from that animal, and that animal helps us the same as a guide would do. They know what our mission is. They know what our purpose is. They know what we need to do. They even know our shadow sides, the things we have to work on. We can utilize the energy of a spirit animal as a power animal or a totem animal or even a messenger animal. Let's not get wrapped up in titles. We can have many totem animals that are around during different times of our life to help us, or they can help our power animal. Then we have messenger animals that simply bring messages to us as a reminder to be more in tune to ourself and our higher being. Animals are highly tuned into energy, and if we aren't paying attention and creating space in our life to hone in on our energy sense, animals can help remind us to do this. They tend to know stuff before we know it. They tend to know if something's off before we know it. They might also show up to cheer us on, celebrate us, provide love or affirmation or other emotional energy. Usually, if you see a hummingbird, it brings joy, and they are symbolic of joy. You might see a red cardinal and you might think of a loved one. Or you might see a bee and it reminds you to get busy, get to work, or finish something you're building. Many years ago, I was given the honorary name of Owl Lady, and it was when I became a pipe carrier. I remember feeling a moment of fear, knowing the responsibility and the honor that I'd been bestowed. I remember the fear and the question racing through my mind. Couldn't I just work with hummingbird energy or any other animal? Why did it have to be an owl? I even attempted to say no and turn away, and I was immediately faced with questions such as, well, why not? It is the energy of the owl that you carry, and I suddenly realized the truth in that message, the truth in the energy of animals that come to us to help us. and that also represent us. Even though I know my power animal is a golden eagle, and I have many totem animals, and I have many messenger animals that come to me each and every day, I needed to find a way to be comfortable with the energy of the owl and how to use that energy of the owl. Today, I honor the owl as my pipe used in sacred ceremonies is also an owl pipe. It's carved out of soapstone in the shape of an owl. And I often hear the hooting of barn owls late at night. They remind me if I'm working too late that it's time to go to bed. So what might the energy of the owl mean? And how can you use the energy of the owl to help you during times of your life? First of all, let's look at the attributes of the owl, and then you can decide what of those attributes might you want to tap into. What's the message that an owl might want to bring to you? When and how can you use owl medicine to help you navigate this human journey? Well, the owl's spirit animal embodies the connection with our wisdom and our intuitive knowledge that comes from being connected to our spirit and our past experiences. If you are too stuck in using only knowledge from the past, then you'll miss the opportunity for new information. And if you only believe in what you have experienced as the past as relevant experiences, then you also prevent new experiences. If you drive your life based on fact and knowledge, then you aren't exercising your intuitive part or intuitive side of you. An owl uses past experiences, but also knows when it's old energy, it's old knowledge, and therefore it needs to explore something, depending on its keen senses to navigate through dark times, to hunt for something different. It uses intuition and trusts its senses. Owls inspire us to explore the depths of the unknown and discover the magic of life, to use wisdom and knowledge as a foundation, but don't let it block or hold us back. Owl teaches us to see and look beyond what's before the eyes. Look for what is beyond what we can simply see, because we know there are things there that we cannot see. We learn when we fly beyond just what we see. We learn new things when we are curious and we push ourselves to evolve beyond where we are today. The owl teaches us not to be afraid to take flight. It even flies at night. In fact, it hunts most of the time at night. The owl teaches us to be curious as to what we might find, and do that without fear. There's a misconception that an owl is not able to see well in the daylight time because it can see so well at night. Owl pupils can contract in bright light just like ours do. They can dilate and contract the pupil of each eye independently, giving them this amazing amount of control over just how much light hits the retina in each eye. Though owls have this amazing eyesight, it is really sound that helps them locate prey that's out of sight, underneath deep snow or under layers of ground or leaves. They trust this skill, so they're never lost or confused. They're very confident. The owl's spirit animal enhances our intuition when we feel lost or confused. It encourages us to look beneath the layers, including the layers within us. The intuition gives us security and a footing until we can properly adapt and register the wisdom in our new experience. We're good at studying and developing mental processes, but we have to practice the intuitive spirit, the intuitive sides of our nature. The owl reminds us, and it gives us strength to accept the truths that we're not afraid to face, those things that we can't see. This powerful animal inspires us to open your eyes and see into the shadows from a spiritual perspective. The owl is a spirit animal that lifts our spirits and allows us to have a clearer picture of things and discover those secrets that remain hidden. Owls are too wise and clever to be fooled, so this animal reminds us to be true to ourselves, to not be fooled. The owl does not tolerate secrets or false expectations. It'll dig out all the dirty details and clean up the air to get a more objective perspective of the circumstances. The owl is the seeker of truth. Overall, the owl symbolizes navigation through the dark areas of our life, bringing clarity and a strong connection to our spirituality. And owls are independent hunters who rely on their intuition and wisdom to face their daily challenges. They are highly intuitive and are strongly connected with the spirit world, making them strong and courageous animals. If this is your power animal, other people may look to you for advice because you know exactly how to guide them to a better destiny. But if you find yourself in a situation where others are asking for help and asking for your advice, you also can call upon the energy of the owl to help you help them see a different perspective. You can ask an owl to help you make better decisions, to help you see a situation or even your life in a different way, to help you be open to something new. Use the wisdom of the owl for guidance in the unknown. And you might be listening and ask, well, how do I summon the presence of the spirit animal? How do you call an owl? How do you use the energy? First, sort out your thoughts and be very clear about your intentions and the things that you need. The more precise you are, the easier it will be to invite the owl energy to reach you. You can ask the owl to come to you. Sometimes writing out what you need or visualizing this animal in its natural surroundings, this will bring the energy to you so that you feel its presence. And then slow your busy mind. Take a few deep breaths and wait until your stream of thought slows down. Focus on your breathing and then picture the owl coming to your side. If you can, picture the color of its feathers, the gentle sound of its voice. Ask the owl to manifest itself in your path and thank them for offering your wisdom to you. This gentle, slow energy of an owl is a reminder to be present, to be observant, to be open. Some people consider these animals to be gatekeepers of other realms, especially to those souls that may have deceased and reside on the other side. This belief comes from the fact that they're nocturnal and they are mysterious animals. Some may be fearful that if they hear the hooting of an owl, it means someone near them may be dying or has passed. Owls can be mysterious, and yes, my gifts do include connecting to those that have crossed over. The owl hooting to me is not predictive to someone that is passing. There are a couple places in the Bible that mention owls in the context symbolizing the depth of grief and loss, and therefore may carry the association of loss, suffering, and the expression of sorrow. That expression of a warning. In most early traditions, whenever the sound of owls were heard, it was believed that someone was going to die, and this would then begin or usher in a period of grief. But Greeks considered owls as great protectors. If an owl flew over an army or a soldier, this was a sign of victory since owls would be watching over their backs. In Greek mythology, the goddess Athena, that governs wisdom and war, was represented by an owl. The Celtic and the Egyptian culture regard the owls as gatekeepers to mysterious realms and the souls of the dead since they are night creatures. And some legends say that these birds accompany the soul of the recent deceased so that they don't get lost on their journey. In Native American tradition, owl represents sacred knowledge. They thought that owls had magic under their wings, and its presence gave them wisdom and clarity. In some European and Indian American traditions, owls were associated with witchcraft, as they say that witches use the owl as their spirit guides. And if you're a Harry Potter fan, you'll remember the significance in the many owls that played solid roles in the books and movies. The Aztec linked the night owl with the Lord of Death, and there's a similar meaning for the Celts. They associated the owl's presence with death, especially if it crosses into someone's window while a sick person is in the house. It was seen as a creature that would carry the souls of the departed to the underworld. But owls, at least in my view, have strong attributes that remind us to face our shadows, to not be scared of those things we cannot see, to not be scared of change, as owls also can represent the great possibilities of changes coming to you. Owl medicine or owl energy can support and remind us of things such as being an independent thinker, having courage and protection, being powerful and using your wisdom and intuition and actually developing those things. An owl can remind us that we can navigate darkness. We can be fine coming out of the darkness into the light because we have this adaptability in our vision. We can embrace changes. Owls remind us to be an independent thinker. If we think of an owl, owls don't need a mate to hunt and live comfortably. An owl reminds us of our ability to enjoy our independence and not second guess our decisions. An owl doesn't need validation or approval from another. They're very sure of themselves and their abilities. An owl loves his community and his nest and his family, but also can appreciate solitude, and an owl often lives alone or likes that alone time. These animals stay true to their ideals and worldview, even when others disagree. Owls see what others miss, so they're able to hold fast to their convictions regardless of the environment. And owls represent courage and protection. When owls find their nest, they protect it fiercely from danger, especially when they have a family, and they're very happy protecting their environment. This proves how brave these animals can be. They are even capable of fighting far more imposing predators using their intelligence rather than brute force. And although the owl is independent, it does put its loved ones above all else. The owl can be a sign for you to protect your closest relationships and set boundaries where you feel necessary. It might mean that you like your independence, you like your solitude, but don't forget your family and those closest to you. An owl can also remind you to spend more quality time with your family and friends to strengthen the bond. I've mentioned numerous times owls represent wisdom. One of the most remarkable qualities of the owl is its sharp eyesight. They can see their prey from miles away, even in the dark. The owl's eyes cover 70% of their head, which gives them extraordinary vision and wisdom. A truly wise person can consider their circumstances from different perspectives by being observant, watching. This ability allows the owl to understand how the past influences the present. The owl's animal spirit reminds us to use our experiences to gain more perspective, which is where true wisdom really comes from. Look beyond what you see and expect there's always more to see. Be observant. Watch, and most important, be curious. Remember, owls navigate the darkness and can see those things that for us remain unnoticed. Maybe it's time to be more committed to your circumstances. Maybe it's time to really look at what's there. And owls represent the ability to access powerful intuition. People who have the owl as a regular spirit animal have a keen intuition that some even describe as psychic powers. This is why I was told I walk with the owls. These individuals have the ability to prevent disasters or predict situations with their prophetic powers. They have the talent to guide others to the light while standing in the darkness, giving them hope even in most desperate or challenging times. And though you may not be psychic, you are intuitive. And if you want more insight and help in trusting your higher self, call in owl energy to help you. You might not be called to help others walk through darkness, but you certainly can use owl energy to help yourself walk through any darkness. And owls remind us to embrace change. Yes, the owl as an animal spirit can represent death, but not in a literal sense. Let's look at it in a different way. This animal stands for a symbolic death, a radical change that is coming to your life, the ending of something in order for something new to be birthed. It can be clarity or healing of a situation. The ending of what you thought to be true before can now show a new truth. The ending of a wound can open you up to wonderful other experiences. The owl invites you to embrace change with optimism. Whatever is ending will make room for new beginnings, and that brings positive teachings and positive things to your life. Just take that first step with courage, and everything else will follow. Remember, an owl can represent the opening of portals and gateways to our outer world as well as our inner self, certainly our higher self. Our heart is our biggest portal. The owl can help guide you to the correct answers when you feel confused. The owl can help you see the truth when the time comes and you're ready for that truth. Looking beyond the darkness to what might be right on the horizon. You can also invoke owl energy when you have an important goal to achieve and you need to focus and you need the wisdom to keep it from slipping through your fingers. Use owl energy when you need to see all the details of a particular situation or person coming into your life to determine if they're right for you. Humans are problem solvers. We're shifters and changers, light runners and leaders that propel humanity forward. Our gift is that we can resolve problems when we look at the problems as the problem. As a reminder, when we look at those problems and we use this reference that I'm not the problem, you are not the problem is the problem, and we're all here to resolve it. And you can use owl medicine when needing to look at a situation in a new way. Meditate in darkness for a few minutes over the next few days or when time allows and see what might be revealed to you. Don't be afraid to look at the shadow. Tap into your elder wisdom, that of the past, your cellular knowledge passed from your ancestors. Observe your environment, watching and listening for signs that might give you the answers you seek. And in the space of void, the universe always provides. I'm Laurie Wondra of Your Life Core. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening to Messages from the Universe podcast with Laurie Wondra of Your Life Core. For current events or to schedule a private session with Laurie, please visit yourlifecore.com.